Welcome, 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 and welcome. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Be Clay. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you. You can be listening to anyone else today, but you are here, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. So we are, before I really dive into continue on with 2024, as you are on the journey with me as I am taking you through how I got here in 2026 from my healing journey. And so before I go there, I want to let y'all know that we are on what you may call a crazy journey, but we are trying to finish this by August 31st. I have, after today, I have about 16 classes left. No, about 14 classes left. I gotta count again, but around about that to finish by August 31st. So we're going to be busy because we're going to be busy. And I'm just letting y'all know that we're still going to be here, and I'm celebrating every milestone, the fact that we're still here. Although I went through some technical difficulties, basically, and we are uploading just a little bit late, but we're still here. And, we're going to celebrate every victory, okay? Even when things are, thrown in and obstacles, not letting that stop us. Again, we are celebrating every single victory of consistency. So with all that being said, here we go. So just to recap a little bit over 2024, here we are. The last episodes, we talked about how I learned about this attachment theory, and it really it changed the trajectory of my healing process, because now, as I'm going through each month, the seasons of 2024, each month in a season, because we know each season there's at least about 3 months, right? And so basically in this season, or in the season of really learning and different parts of that learning, the season of the healing journey, I was learning different things, and it was a lot. Okay, some days I was okay and it was sunny, and some days it was a storm, basically an internal storm in my mind and everything else. And so I ended up which was like May and June, which was the beginning stages of really being tested. And when I really realized, to some degree, like once you say something that you're like tested, like almost like immediately. And May and June was hard. It was hard, but my approach to it, the way that I just welcomed it, because even when, where certain people may have did things or said things, and other people's reaction to what people said, I said, oh, no, I need this. Like, this needs to happen for me, because I need to know how to utilize different coping mechanisms. And because usually I would handle it this way, but when you're learning, I can't handle it that way no more. We got to figure something else out. And so that's what, it was good. It was a good shift for me, and I was learning it. So now we are in basically we're in the summertime, we're in the middle of the summer, and my girl's about to turn 16. Now, this is a pivotal part in 2024 for me, because I still was dealing with a lot of other things, which we will all talk about that that's a whole nother series, okay? And as dealing with one side of my life, my baby's about to turn 16. Now, I didn't have a sweet 16, but my girls was about to have 16, and I've been trying to plan I've been wanting them to have a great sweet 16 since, I don't know, they were like 8, 9 years old. I've been talking about it, and then I think even before then. And I've been like, oh, we're going to start planning the 14 and this, that, and the other. And unfortunately, because some of the things the way that I wanted to do and be and all of that was not coming to fruition. So I started to no, I'm going to, I'm going to do it. And then one of the twins, they was always going to somebody else's sweet 16, and I just oh, I got to do it. But things were not going the way that I was planning. And this is where I realized how much of my mindset and this thing that I have, how much I use as an armor and a shield, because it was broken through this. Okay, so let me explain. So I have already told you guys that I'm used to I'm used to people. I'm just used to people letting me down. It's inevitable. I just know. If anything, no matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter what happens with me, I just know that I'm just know people going not, and it's not even to be honest, because I'm so used to people not showing up for me. I can give people 100%, 150%, and I saw this before. But people may give me 50, people may give me 10, people may give they maybe give me 70, but they're never going to be there for me as much as I'm there for them. And so I think it's because I'm so used to it. It's not even necessarily as of a letdown even anymore. It's just, this is how things are. And even now we in July. The girl's birthday is August 14th. So we are in the summertime, and I'm actually still doing the podcast. I just started it, and I actually got a very good response. People were calling me and they were texting me, and they oh my God, this is so good and everything else. And it was blowing me away, because even though leading up to the podcast, because I'm still working on this BK book, we're gonna get there. And I told them it's gonna be a book, and then I said, well, maybe I just, I told you, I think I said this in this, that I was actually going to make it because every time I went through things, or as I learned things, I'm always was sharing it. I find myself sharing it with so many people, especially at work. And they oh no, we need more of this, we need more of this. And I said, well, maybe I should do a podcast. And they was yeah, do it. And I was talking about it for months, and they was get it done. And so it started in May, because I told them that I was going to get it done by June 1st, something like that. And I knew that if I went to work and it wasn't done, that they would look at me what's up? And that's what made me make sure. And so, but I did not, even though they said, we would listen to it, we need it, we want it, and more so not just want it, they really said they need it. I did not expect them or people to really listen. I really did not, to be honest with you. I didn't. And at the same time, but I knew that people needed, and I knew that God was saying, listen, you need to, because He's really been dealing heavily with me about that He put in me, that people really need it, and they're craving for it. So not that I didn't expect people to listen. I just expect the people that I know to listen. I am used to more people that I don't know, like not my friends or neighbors or whatever case may be. They say they're there for me, but I don't expect them to really be there for me. I expect strangers to be there for me more than the people I know to be there for me. There are like a small remnant or handful of people that I know will be there, but not like outside of that. It's like maybe not. I'm used to a very like small handful of people who really genuinely care for me or genuinely like love me for real. Like when they say they love me, they really mean it. Other than that, people love me because of, to some degree, well, you're my cousin, so I love you type of a thing. But that's it. Like it's not like I will go to bat for you. I don't know. Well, it's not even that, because I have family members, like cousins, who would go to bat for me. But it seems like they will more so go bat for me because that's how we grew up. That's your cousin and you always will fight for him to some degree. But not because, like, I'm not sure to explain. Like, not because I genuinely care for you. To me, that's what I seem like. I will go back for people because I genuinely care for everybody. I don't care what you have done to me, whatever. I really genuinely care for everybody. And I just don't assume that people genuinely care or love me, like outside, like for who I am. And they really do value me as me and value our relationship, whatever it is. Even if it's family, it's just family. Like, oh, that's just my cousin, so yeah, I love her because she's my cousin. Like that, that's it. But not really like, oh no, that's my cousin, and I would like, but I value her as who she is, as my cousin. So I was getting a very good response, like literally getting a good response. And, so I kept on, and then like even, I believe this was in the summertime. Yeah, I think it was around the summertime. Like I made a podcast about like when I went to, because I'm always finding myself, in places and starting off one thing and then like just really talking and really pouring out into people. And this is when I poured out to someone else who was actually a store owner. And so, that's a podcast that I made a while ago. But I also was dealing heavily because I think this is a season where not only was I really was understanding the impact that it has on not just me, but how it's impacting me as a parent and for my babies. And so, of always thinking that someone's going to let me down, someone's going to let us down, so I have to do everything by myself. I think I'm so used to doing everything by myself. And then, like, I was constantly being things that was supposed to happen, and I leaned on the person that was supposed to help me wasn't helping me, and things was just like falling apart. And yeah, things was just falling apart, and I was getting overwhelmed, and I was trying so hard. And even when we got to the party, it was just not the way it wasn't, oh God, it was almost a disaster, and I literally was like heartbroken because I tried so hard, But then again, I'm always used to, again, one, doing it by myself. One, I'm also used to, like, because, people there, then it don't be there. What I should have done was use other people, but I didn't know how, right? I didn't know how, because again, I'm not used to people really helping me for the most part. So I didn't know how. I think at that time as well, it was to stop, because so I have my core people that I know that I can count to some degree, but I think it was time to stop using these people. Like, other people love you too, but I didn't know how to utilize them. And it was like, but it doesn't matter, because, like, it doesn't matter. I don't know. It was like, it doesn't matter because, so what? Like, I'm used to it being like, then if people don't know what I went through, I don't know how to explain it, but it was a lot. The party was a lot, because I really wanted it so bad, and it was my big dream, and for my girls, because, to really, like, just make this, I just wanted to be beautiful for them, and I just wanted them to be happy, and I just wanted it to be like, I just want them to shine like diamonds that they are. I just wanted so much for them, and I'm always feeling like that I'm disappointing my babies. Like I'm trying so hard, but there was so much always been against them for a very long time, and it was still so much against us at that time, which made it even harder. And I was like really struggling, like, come on, we got to get this done. And then things kept just being things just kept being against us, and so and I just felt more like a letdown. And what I did not understand, at the same time, like I said, we're talking about triggers, and we're talking about where they come from. We didn't get to the point of really learning that, what core wounds. We didn't get there yet in 2024. But at the same time, we forgot where it came from. And so trying to get their party together and getting this and getting that and running around by myself, being overwhelmed, but I gotta do this because these are my babies, was a lot. And I did send out, invites, and they sent out invites and things like that. And I guess those that came, I saw maybe one or two people that I knew, whatever. I don't know. Whoever came, this is what I expected to some degree, to their party. To some degree. There's some people who whatever, but I don't know. That's what I expected. And because I'm used to people not really being there for me. And which is, like, I understood that because, like, so a couple of years before that, my son, no, wait, we in 24, so 23, the year before that, my son went on his prom, and someone came to me and was just like, Lisa, like, why you didn't tell us? We would be there for it, we'd have been there. And I remember when they came to me, I thought about it, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Then I thought about it, like, Lisa, you wouldn't have said that anyway, because you just assumed that nobody was there for you. Like, I really do assume that no one really cared. Like, and I just, like, I would have, even if I gave it to you, I wouldn't assume that you'd have been there, because I'm used to people not being there for me. Or, like, I'm not saying that people that love me, like, I don't know. It's just that, I don't know, because I'm not in this, I'm on the outside. I don't know. I'm always on the outside. So why would I expect you to think that you would want to be there or be there for me and my family when we're on the outside? I'm on the outside, so we're on the outside. In a lot in areas. So, so I wouldn't have, because I don't know. to some degree. So it didn't. I don't know. It didn't matter. So the next year. So now we're in the next year where they turn 16, and it's like, you know, but I'm really realizing this coping mechanism that no one's ever going to be there for you. You gotta do everything all by yourself, and you gotta change this, because after their party was there, for the most part, the people that they really liked to be there was there, and so they were fine and happy. Even though it wasn't a lot of people, it was really not a lot at all, but they were fine. They was fine with it, because we're simple. They're simple people. They're not. I don't know. We're used to. We just we just got used to like this little small remnant anyway. We, as much as I wanted to be this extravagant thing, to be honest, like I don't think we would had a. I don't know. I wanted to be extravagant. I wanted to be big. I wanted to be whatever. But at the end of the day, I really was thinking like it really is not going to be that big and be extravagant, because it's not. You only have a small remnant of people that's really there for you. They're really for sure for real. That was I was thinking. That's what we're used to. That's what I'm used to. So that's what we've been used to. People say they're going to come. People say they're going to do things. People say, but they don't really show up for you. And, you know, so, but the next day after their party, like when I sent out the advice, I did not send like reminders and stuff like that, which I know people usually do. And I know people forget. I do, because I forget stuff. And then when I get the reminders, like, oh, okay. But I didn't send it out because I felt like, I don't know, I just didn't think people was going to show up anyway. So what's the point of sending reminders? But I got a lot of flack for not sending out reminders. And when I got the first one the very next day, I said, okay, all right. Okay, I get it. I'm sorry. But then like that whole week afterwards, I was getting a lot of like, oh my God, oh my God, you know, I would have been there and did this. And I'm just like, wait, what? Right? Like, wait, what? And people were genuinely upset. This right here was this is a shifting realization. Like, it just shifted a lot in this, because here like I said, I'm just used to people not really being there for me. This is very, like, I don't know if this is small to you, but this was big for me, because sometimes, like, this is where it shifted, because this is where I really realized that how much of this coping mechanism, this mindset, nobody really cares. You only got this small, and the small is like my mom and my sisters, right? Obviously. Like, you only have them immediate people that really care, stuff from outside of like one or two people, like my pastors and, you know, some of the church family like that. Like, you really only have a very small, like very, very small number of people who actually care and love you, value you. It's very small. I really don't think that, even though I have a lot, like, you know, I bowl and things like that. So I have, you know, people, you know, a bowling family. But even in that bowling family, I wasn't thinking and didn't think that people actually care. You know, we bowl, we this, whatever case may be, and we cool here. But outside of that, like, would you want to really hang out? No, I didn't think that. I didn't think that even though they feel like because I always grew up that people may call me they're best friends, but I wouldn't call them my best friends because they can't pour it to me the same way. So I'm used to that. It's been a one-sided relationship. I told y'all that beforehand. So, but there are people who, because I genuinely care about people and I'm genuinely for people and I fight people. I don't care I met you for 1 minute. If I realize that there's something there or whatever case may be, I generally go to bat, go to God or whatever the case may be. And, but I didn't think that, I don't know, I'm just not after when we started, I don't know, it's just that I get better reaction from strangers than people that I actually know. And so but it affected me this way because now we're talking about my babies, because more people would have been there for my babies. More people would have been there for them. And they would be able to see that, oh my God, I am loved, And I realized that I can't stay here. We got to figure this out because it's really affecting my babies. This mindset is really affecting my babies. That's what I was thinking. Like, oh my God, and that's all I kept thinking after that. And I even apologized. Like, I'm so sorry, you guys, that people really was going to be there for us, and I gotta change because I gotta change this because. Literally people really was coming to me left and right, upset, genuinely upset. And it took about maybe the sixth person to come to me. It was the 1 or 2 people at first. I was like, okay, well, that's nice. I didn't expect people to come anyway, so it doesn't matter. I didn't say that out loud, and I didn't say that to them, but that's what I was thinking. Like, it's okay. Like, it doesn't matter. No, I wasn't expecting. But when it was like the 5th or 6th person, and it just kept more and more people was coming to me, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, people actually care about me? Really? Like, wow. That's crazy. And because I'm really used to nobody really being there for me and mine. For other people, yes. But not for me. Not me. Why would you be there for me? Did I really feel like that people value me? No. I'm always was overlooked. I was always overlooked for the most part. Why would they be there for me? Why would they care? Like, I guess it was, but so that was a pivotal moment. It was a pivotal moment for me because I really understood like how your mindset can really it can like this can really affect like everything that you do and don't do, things you didn't heal from, and not especially if you're a parent, it don't just affect you, but it affects how you parent, right? It affects everything, so it's spilling over to them. And I'm really now taking like, oh my goodness, so all this time, like everything that went wrong may not have went as wrong because I would have been able to kind of lean on other people than these little, not these little, they're not little, but I was trying to say, but this small group of other people. And I saw that God was saying that you need to expand because you are valuable. You are valuable, and people do see you as a value. And you, so there was many blessings and things that I was blocking. Have you ever realized, when did you realize that you may be, because of some things in the past, that some disappointments that you have in the past, but now you allowing it to dictate your current capacity for support? Are you accidentally blocking your own blessings and your family's blessings, your kids' blessings, because you don't want to ask for help? You just assume that, you just carrying from year to year to year everything. And naturally, this is exactly what I was like. The rest of this month, I literally had to sit down. Like, I cried for the rest. Listen, I cried because it really, like I said, oh my goodness, like all this time, I could have just pulled on other people. And to some degree, there was other people saying, like, if you need help, just let me know. Or if you need something, just let me know. And I just didn't let them know, because what's the point of letting you go? You're not going to do it for me anyway. But in reality, I should have just, you told me let you know. Because I'm used, oh my goodness, I was so used to people saying let me know. And I let them know, and they still let me down. Like, my daddy was one of those people that, that said let me know. Even to this day, it's hard to really, I don't ask my dad for nothing. Like, I wouldn't ask him for anything, because I just assume that he just not going to do it. And he keeps saying the same thing. So, but I'm like, no, don't do it for me. You can do it for my sisters, but don't do it for me. And that's just the truth. And so I take that same thing and just put it on everybody, instead of allowing them to just, so because your daddy told you and maybe not always came for you, you just assume that I'm going to be like your daddy, or you just going to assume like that other person, and not giving them the opportunity to actually, to test that. And so I had to change that. It made me really dig deep as far as what else is this core belief system that you have. It's time to challenge that, because it's not just about you, Elisa. It's about your babies as well. And one thing I do not play about is my babies, and because I told you that the reason why I'm here, and one of the main reasons why I'm here, is about my babies. I need to change. I need to change for my babies, so they won't be growing up like this. My babies, I love my babies, and I don't play about them. And so when I realized that I'm hurting my babies, like, this mindset is actually hurting my babies, I got to change it. I can't stay here. And I can't stay here because I'm blocking things for them. People being there for them. People pouring out love for them. But that's what I used to, that's what I learned. That's what my mama did. And I realized, oh my God, I saw this when I was a kid. And so I'm like, oh, we can't stay here. Nope, I'm not staying here. So, yeah, that was very pivotal. That was big, because I'm telling you, and it was embarrassing to almost, but at the same time, like, well, we used to an embarrassment. Everybody always, like, I was just used to it. But my babies was okay, but they couldn't be, but, there was a little disappointment to some degree, but not that much of a disappointment, because then to some degree, we're used to it. But I don't have to be used to that anymore. And so, yeah. Hopefully I learned my lesson. Now that I'm thinking about it, because we're about to have a graduation party coming up for them. And so that just made me think about that. Elisa, did you learn your lesson? Did you learn your lesson? So, yeah, okay, all right, because that's what I just asked myself, that question. Did you learn your lesson? Because we're about to have this graduation party July 25th, and let's see if you learned your lesson from 2 years ago. So, thanks again for tuning in for this episode. I will see you next time. Okay, until then, Think about that. Begin to think about what are some things that you, some past hurts and disappointments where you are now allowing it to dictate today. What's going on? What went on in your past that you're allowing to dictate how you move today, instead of just leaving it that was the past and today's a different day. Okay, so I'm leaving you with that. And until next time, understand and know that you are loved, not just by one, not just by some, but by the one. Not just by one, but by the one who created you in his love. And he is not the only one that loves you. We love you unconditionally, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing that you can do to change that. See you later.
You are the potter, so I will be clay. Be